Alright guys, I know for the past few weeks we've been super barbecue heavy, but today we are going to make salsas. I'm going to teach you how to make 3 different kinds of salsas, and we're going to start it off with fire roasted tomato right now. Now the first thing we're going to do is have these tomatoes. That one's going to try to get away, but not today. We're going to create a flat surface that don't move around on the graze, and then we're going to hop over to the red onion. You can use a large one, you can use 2 medium ones. We're going to cut it in half, take the skin off, and then we're going to quarter it. Now I'm going to use 2 jalapenos, seeds and all. If you prefer it to be a little less spicy, maybe drop down to 1 jalapeno and take out the seeds. Next, you're going to want to grab 1 red bell pepper and take note as to how I'm cutting it. Because if you cut it this way, it's going to allow you to get rid of the seeds and the rinds inside and still keep all the flesh of the fruit. Next, grab a green bell pepper. We're going to cut it the same way. And finally, 1 poblano. I'm not 100% sure how you pronounce it if I'm being honest with you, but you want 1 of the peppers. You're going to cut it, then you're going to have it, and then we're going to throw it in the bowl. Now once you have all of your vegetables cut up, go ahead and hit them with 2 tablespoons of oil, and you're going to want to season them. I'll be using my steak seasoning, and then toss the vegetables in the mixture. Try to get a good even coat. It's going to add flavor, it's going to add crispness, it's going to be good. Take the extra time to make sure that you get this coat even. Now if one of your vegetables escapes during this point, they don't have feet, so you can't break them with sledgehammers like Misery, but you can go ahead and throw them back in the bowl and then, throw another one out the backside because you apparently don't know how to toss them, and continue to toss them. And now that you've sufficiently embarrassed yourself when you're supposed to be a professional chef in front of at least a few hundred people on YouTube, you go ahead and throw them on a wire rack and you get your smoker up to about 300. And once you have these bad boys racked up, you go ahead and toss them on that smoker for about an hour or so. And then you want to go check on them. You want to make sure that they're wilted, that they're breaking down, but you don't want them too done. Now that you got your vegetables on the smoker, we're going to start on our corn, black bean, and avocado salsa. Get some fresh corn on the cob and husk that son of a bee, maybe give it a little kiss if you're so inclined. Now it's time to grab a super sharp knife and go ahead and cut the cob off the corn. Give it a second to bask in its liberation and then promptly cut all the kernels off. Next, you'll want to take the corn from the cob and you'll want to char it up with about 2 tablespoons of oil. Once you've got your corn charred and it starts popping all over your GD kitchen like a lunatic, grab 1 can of black beans, dump that son of a bee in there, and then take about 1.5 cups of quartered cherry tomatoes, add 2 rough chopped avocados and 1 diced onion. Drop all that right there in that hot pan. Now grab your spoon and go ahead and mix it all together, let those flavors get to know each other. Sometimes when I'm stirring, I like to think about all the rejection I've faced in my life and hope that you'll give this video a thumbs up. Next, grab your bowl, hit it with about 2 more tablespoons of oil, and then hit it with about 1 tablespoon of honey so we get a touch of sweet. You're going to want to drop in some garlic as well too. Go ahead and crush that through. Need about 2-3 little cloves there. Here we got 1 tablespoon of salt, tablespoon of cayenne, about a 1/4 tablespoon of cumin, and 1 tablespoon of black coarse ground pepper. And finally, the juice from 1/2 a lemon. Now after you're done being impressed by my superior squeezing skills, go ahead and whisk your mixture together here. This is going to be kind of the dressing that ties this whole thing together. And finally, when you have a smooth sauce, go ahead and dump it in on top of your salsa. Now grab your green onion, about 3 of those guys, and just go ahead and chop those right up. Now that you've tossed your onions in, you're going to get about 1/4 cup of cilantro, and you're going to chop it on up, and then you're also going to toss that right into the pan. And finally, you're just going to fold it in on top of itself until everything's mixed in well. Then just let it sit for a little bit, throw it in a container, put it in the refrigerator, just kind of let it mix in with itself. Next, we're going to get started on our fruit salsa, and we're going to use this bad boy to cleave right through this pineapple. And step one is just to get rid of the outside. Cut it all around, do whatever. Again, a good knife is going to make this a lot easier. And the second step is going to be to cut the fruit away from the core. The core tastes like crap, it's hard. You can cut it off, get rid of it, throw it away, it's junk. After you're done cutting up your pineapple, you'll want to toss it in a pan until you've got some Paul Wall level grill marks on it. Make it as far as you want it. I'm pretty happy with how this is, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it. Now, once you get your pineapple off, you're just going to rough chop it. It's nothing special, just chop it up into chunks. We're going to take it here, give it a nice little dollop, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We're going to squeeze the juice from 1 whole lemon into it. Then we're going to take 2 diced jalapenos, seeds and all, because I like the heat. We're going to throw in 1 medium diced onion. After I'm done smacking that microphone, I'm going to throw in a little pinch of salt. And I'm going to give it a little dash of pepper. You do this here to your taste. Now just grab your tongs, mix it all up, toss it all around, let those juices coagulate and whatnot. And then we're going to also throw this in the refrigerator and kind of let it cool down. Now we've got our vegetables from earlier off the smoker. We've thrown them into our blender. We're going to toss in the juice of 1 whole lime. We're going to rough chop up some cilantro. Toss all those tasty little bits right in there. And finally, we're going to take about 3 garlic cloves. We're going to smash them up, make sure there's no skin on them. And we're going to toss those in on top of it. Now at this point, do not put water into your mixture. You have plenty of juices in there, and when you get the lid on correctly, you're going to try it a few times, but then you're going to lock it down, and you're going to go ahead, turn it on, and just kind of pulse it on up. Alright guys, it is time to taste test these bad boys. We have a smoked tomato salsa right here. I already know it's good because I've made the salsa a million times, to be honest with you, but bottoms up. You can taste the smoke on it. It's just a great mix of traditional salsa flavors. And as that sits for a couple days, it's just going to get better. This here is our black bean and avocado salsa. It's a great mix of flavors. It has a nice creaminess to it because of the avocado. Now the one that's going to throw a lot of people for a loop here is the fruit salsa. We made it out of pineapples, mangoes, onions, jalapenos. Let's get into it. That's real good. The sweet and the salty mixed together, the little bit of spice in there, it really just hits so many flavor profiles that they're contrasting. So when you put them together like that, they just kind of work, man. Wow, you could even make a dessert out of these. It's delicious. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. There's 3 salsa recipes for you. You can make right at home, get better than store-bought. If you like this video, hit the like button. Maybe subscribe, maybe leave a comment, maybe do all 3. But me, I'll see you next week, my friends, with a new recipe.